Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Hello. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha, and I hope everyone is having a fabulous Tuesday. Y'all, I am trying a variety of platforms, as you can tell. Okay, so bear with me. And today I'm like, let me see how to do this. Let me see how to do that. But welcome. Make sure y'all hit that like button and let everyone know that we are live. Okay. Let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Rebecca, welcome. Thank you for joining, sis. Now, y'all, I had to come live for a brief moment because this was actually breaking news here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Okay. And I know that we've been waiting to hear more information about Karmelo Anthony. Now, not the basketball player, okay, but this was a young man who stabbed another teen at a track incident or track event in an unfortunate incident. Okay, can y'all hold for 1 second? Hey, Krisha, welcome. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. So, we get like alerts from DFW scanner here in Dallas Fort Worth, whether it is in regards to accidents, in regards to it could be anything, tornado warnings, weather. And so, because this is big news here in the area, I saw the alert from DFW scanner. Okay. Because it had gone quiet about this situation. And so now, y'all, there was breaking news that Karmelo Anthony has been indicted on charges. He is now 18 years old, okay? And he has been accused of fatally stabbing another teen during an altercation at a Frisco ISD track meet. And this was early in April. Now, he was indicted for murder, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying, by a Collin County grand jury today. Okay. Now, y'all, Frisco, if you don't know a lot about Frisco, it is pretty much right, sis. I can't believe it either. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I cannot believe it either. Let's see. Hey, Pammy Pooh. Hey, Latte. Thank y'all for joining. Hey, Treasure Life. Let's see. Latte said that's only because the color of his skin that they did that. Okay. So at the time of this, okay, like I was about to say, y'all have to get the TV turned down. Frisco is actually the home of the first IKEA here in this area. Okay. And it's like a really nice area. It's kind of, a lot of people are saying it's not as nice as it was a few years ago, but it's, yeah, they have a lot of $1 million homes over there. And if I'm not mistaken, they are planning on building a Universal Studios in that area too. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to say that to say a lot of this they have not dealt with before. Okay. This is new for that area of anything probably happening like this. Now, at the time of the incident, Karmelo was 17 years old. Okay, he was arrested on April the 2nd in connection with the stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a track meet at Cockendale Stadium. Okay, now there was a lot of tension after this. Okay, a lot of racial tension, marches, protests, and things of that sort were taking place here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Then, and I'll probably get to that part, Karmelo was on house arrest. Him and his family, because of the tension and the threats that they were given. I know his mom even did a conference where she was just talking about the different calls and people trying to find his stepfather's job and knowing their address. They had been doxxed and things of that sort. So they were, for their safety, having to go somewhere in an undisclosed location. But he has been on house arrest. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. Thank you for joining, sis. Y'all make sure you hit the like. Let everyone know that we are live. Now, y'all, this is, when I tell you, it really hurts my heart. It really does, because we have to, of course, get through the trial. Okay, it's not an automatic guilty. So let's just clarify that. But just to face something like this and knowing you have to go through this, I know as a mom, that is definitely hard. Okay, to know that your son is facing this. His family, his friends, educators, his teachers, and so forth. You know, it's a difficult situation. Now, he is facing first-degree murder charges, and he's been on house arrest since he's been released on a reduced bond back on April the 14th. Now, if he is convicted of this, he could face a possible sentence of between 5 to 99 years or life in prison. In Texas, I want y'all to understand this. 17-year-olds are considered adults, but he just turned 18. So although, that would have still applied because he was 17 when it happened, he is now 18 years old. So they are going to charge him as an adult. Okay. Hi, Bubba. Welcome. Free Mellow. Yes. Okay. Hey, Nicole. Thank you for joining. Yes, sis. That's what I was saying. First degree. Oh, my goodness. So we have, is some things going to take place. Now, the Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis, he announced that his team worked to present evidence to the grand jury for weeks. Okay, so they pretty much had to show evidence to this jury of why they felt that they need to charge him with first degree murder, all of the things surrounding that. They have to present that to a jury before they even get an indictment. Okay. Now, indictment does not mean conviction. Conviction means pretty much the jury has, you've had the trial and the jury has made a decision of guilty, then he would be convicted. But right now, is getting him a trial. Now, let me read for y'all what Greg Willis stated. He said, "We know this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. That's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core," Willis said in a statement. "But the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and with principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's exactly what this case deserves." Then he also acknowledged Austin Metcalf's family, following that, asking that the community keep them in your thoughts and, if you're willing, in your prayers as well. Well, I want to say to that, both families in your thoughts and prayers. Okay, can I just say that right there for a second? Brandy said they're going to have to show that he came there with the intent. Exactly. Yes, I agree with that. Hi, Zane. Welcome. I totally agree with that. Let's see. It was something else I wanted to comment on. Okay. I guess not there. Okay, then he stated that he was pleased that they were moving forward with the first degree murder indictment. It now goes into the court system, and he fully believes that justice will be served for Austin Metcalf. He looked forward to the forthcoming trial, but it will never bring um, his son back. Now, this part, I'm sorry, was from Metcalf's father, Jeff. Okay, so he was just pretty much saying that he's glad that this is going to the court system and that they're moving forward, and he hopes that justice is served for his son. Now, also, Mike Howard, which is Karmelo Anthony's attorney, did a video statement pretty much saying that Karmelo and his family are confident in the justice system and that the people of Collin County, they want them to be fair and impartial. Okay. And stated that Karmelo looked forward to his day in court. Now, this is something interesting because, you know, a lot of people jump on the bandwagon of put him in jail, lock him up, and they haven't even really heard what happened, the full story. We're going off of, okay, this little boy, hey Lolo, hey sis, thank you for joining. This young boy, he stabbed another young boy, and he lost his life, and let's lock him up. Okay, that's where it was with a lot of people. And we haven't even heard, because that was my question. My question was, had they seen each other before? Okay, did they know each other? Why did he have the knife? Okay, what was that about? And then why did Karmelo automatically go to his backpack to get this? See, it was a lot of pieces that we had not heard. And a lot of people, before they hear the evidence, that's why I said I was reserving my opinion of it, because we had heard all of the evidence. But some people have automatically already found this young man guilty, and they don't know if there was anything else that happened where this could have been some self-defense or whatever. Okay. Let's see. Brandy said, I hope he gets a fair trial. Me too. Me too. Now, his lawyer also stated, because it's only in a trial that the full story can be heard and that impartial justice can be done. We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense. It is a reason that they're saying that. Okay. What evidence do they now have that's going to show that this young man could have been acting out in self-defense? Bobo said this overall society is always ready to railroad a young brother. Exactly. Because we hadn't even heard all of the evidence. So it's a reason the lawyer is not putting it out there right now to the public, but it's something that transpired, I guess, allegedly, that made him say that. Okay. And so the next step in this legal process will be assigning a trial judge who will then set a first appearance court date. And then that first appearance could be days, weeks, or months down the road. So right now, they are headed to finding the judge that will oversee this trial and then set the date for him to come in. Now, another thing, Frisco ISD released the surveillance footage of the fatal incident in mid-June. And the video recording began like several minutes before the altercation between Anthony and Metcalf or Austin. The camera was positioned near the press box, captured half of the field at Cockendale Stadium. Another question that hopefully they'll answer during this trial is, where were the teachers, the coaches, the adults? Okay. How did it get this far without anyone being able to intervene? It seems like there's a missing piece there, and it doesn't seem like those students were being watched. That's just my thought. Anytime something goes down with any of my kids, that's the first thing I ask. What was the teacher? Okay. Now, yes, things can happen quickly. They can. But something, we're missing some pieces there where these young men had some I guess back and forth, and then it escalated, and then it ended up with one young man being unalived. Okay, let's see. They went for the jugular. Yes, setting an example. I see they trying to. Treasure Life said, I pray that they have some strong evidence to show that. Exactly. Hi, Letitia. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Exactly. Okay. Now, the tent where the incident occurred is located pretty much in the bleachers, and it was near the 50-yard line. Okay. Due to the camera's distance, individuals are not easily identifiable in the images. Now, there were also, y'all, some kids there. Okay. Now, y'all know how these kids are quick to take out cell phones. That's how we know when a fight is about to pop off, because you will start to see a lot of students kind of gathering, and they start taking out their cell phones. So I'm pretty sure there are a lot of students that were around, whoever was around. I heard that they were recording, and that the police confiscated, confiscate. I had it right. Their phones. Okay. I want to know what was on those phones. I hope they are not being tampered with and things of that sort. Okay. Hey, Bless from Texas. Welcome. I'm telling you. Okay. That stuff can happen. So hopefully it did. But I did hear that a lot of people that were there that had phones said that their phones were taken up by the police. I don't know at what point they gave them their phones back. And that's allegedly. Okay. So at about 9:55 a.m. that day, a sudden movement is seen under the tent, followed by interaction between two figures. Okay. Frisco ISD official said this is the moment the stabbing occurred. Several people can be seen walking or running away while others approached the area. Okay. So you have some people leaving, but then you have some people running and coming over there. So in that instance, something happened. Okay, what were their words exchanged? What happened in that moment? That's the part that they're going to have to prove. Minutes later, an ambulance arrived, entering through the gate near the end zone and driving to the 50-yard line. Paramedics appeared to realize they couldn't reach Austin, who was in the bleachers with the stretcher. So they returned back to the end zone, and then they had to carry the little bleachers into the stands, because sometimes at that 50-yard line, if you've ever gone to a football game or cheer practice or marching band, you can't just automatically walk down from the bleachers onto that particular the field right there. So they had to go back and then walk up. Okay. Yes, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and discovered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Okay, Brandy said, I'm pretty sure all of that will be presented in court, those missing pieces. Right, right. That's what we're hoping for. Okay. Yeah, I definitely believe that they will do that. Hey, Daily Sis with Jazzy J is in the building. Thank you so much, sis. And thank you for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Okay, and y'all, last night, Jazzy J had a live. Y'all, she was on live over 3 hours. And I went onto her panel. She had a group up there. And when I tell you, they were cutting up. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all tap in and check out Daily Sis with Jazzy J. She is doing some great things over there on her channel. Let's see here. That's what I'm afraid of since they went for first degree murder. Yes, Brandy, exactly. Okay. Hey, Smooth is in the building. Salute, bro. Thank you so much for joining on today. I appreciate it. Okay, so now they went into the stands. They had to go to the end zone, walked into the stands, and then while paramedics worked on Austin, someone placed crime scene tape and unrolled a blue tarp higher in the stands behind the tent, according to the footage. Police later said this is where the knife used in the stabbing was found. And then Karmelo was quickly taken into custody. Okay. Um, I know that that probably was horrific because they said that they were trying to bring him back. So I guess after a while, they realized they could not resuscitate him. And then they had to put the tape and all of that because, y'all, that would be then considered a crime scene. If you think about it, you know. Um, and so after he was arrested, the arresting officer said he had the alleged suspect in custody. And then allegedly, Karmelo told the officer, I'm not alleged, I did it. Okay. So he was acknowledging right then that he did do it. Now, at that point, though, he didn't say why he did it. He just said he did it. Okay. So Anthony then said that Metcalf put his hands on him after he asked him not to, according to the affidavit. And then after Karmelo was placed inside the police vehicle, he asked an officer if Austin was going to be okay and if what happened could be considered self-defense. Whoo, woo. Let me see what y'all saying. You're so welcome, sis. Okay. Brandy said you think you think they were tampering with evidence? Ooh, woo. Okay. Hey, Chelsea. She said you really have some great content. Sending love and regards from the UK. Thank you, Chelsea. Shout out to the UK in the building. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. Hey, Healing Hearts. I'm here in the bushes. I hit the light. Thank you so much. Hey, that one. Welcome. So yes, y'all, this is about to be a little as much as we want to focus just on the case itself and what transpired at that tent. I sense that there is going to be a lot more racial tension in this case. Also, depending on what was stated before this all happened, we don't know what was stated. Okay, we don't know if it was multiple people saying that they were going to attack him or anything like that. We don't know those facts yet, but I do feel that there will be some racial tension there, white versus black. Okay, then you have the area that this happened in. They want to make sure these types of things don't happen, which you can't really control that because bad things can happen anywhere, y'all. I don't know if some of y'all know about this young man. His name is Michael Risby. He was a musician and played the keys at the former North Potter's House North. Okay, their North campus with Pastor Cheryl and Joby Brady. And he was at an event the other day coming from Texarkana. And the last time that he was seen was in Irving, Texas, right? The only reason that they thought to look for him was because he was supposed to play the keys that morning at the Potter's House, the North location, not where Bishop Jakes is, but his North location. But y'all, they changed the name. I think they are not even considered Potter's House anymore. See, they knew about all this stuff probably that was about to come out. But anyways, he didn't show up. So they put out his picture asking had anyone seen him, looking for him all that morning. Y'all, they found him. Now, I don't know the details yet because the family has not put it out, but they found him and yeah, he was unalived. So things can happen anywhere. Okay, this young man was in church. He was coming from an event. People had just seen him. It was almost like the Angie Stone situation. You know how she was at the event and was singing one night on her way to another city and had a car accident, but he didn't, I don't think, had a car accident. No one really knows the details of what happened. And that took place over in Irving, Texas. Okay. Irving and Frisco are not that far apart. If you know this area, there's only probably between Frisco and Irving, I would say maybe 30-minute difference. Okay. 35-minute difference there. Let's see here. Bobo said, I have a cousin. That's his nickname, Bobo. He should go. I don't think he should go to trial. I think he should take a plea of 20 years or less. Now, I don't know about that, Bobo. I'm trying to see. I mean, I get what you're saying because it would be less years, but to me, he would be admitted to like guilt of him unaliving this young man. I don't know. I'm thinking on that one. I get it because it would be probably less than if he's found guilty of it. Like they better have some hardcore, concrete evidence to show that this was indeed self-defense. Now, something that I'm kind of, y'all know I gotta put it out there because this is how my mind rolling. Something about him asking the officer when he got into the car, would this be considered self-defense? Why did he say that? Like, I got that he was asking, is he okay? Maybe he freaked out, got scared. I get that question. But I don't know about why, and now all of a sudden that's their defense. I don't know. It could have just been something he was thinking about. But okay. Hey, Braves, welcome. She said first degree will be hard to prove. They will need to prove malice, forethought, and premeditation. If they are unable to prove it, it could result in his acquittal. Exactly. And you know what? A lot of people were saying that too about this Diddy trial because they feel that have they really proven everything? You know, they could have overshot and overcharged him, and then he could get off on an acquittal. But hey, he guilty of something. With all of that we done heard, Diddy, you're going down for something. Okay, I don't care if you get 5 years. Okay, let's see. Brave said, however, due to the possible of increased racial tension, he may need to consider a plea of 15 to 20 years. So you're agreeing. Okay. Hey, Cancer 66, welcome. Oh, you're welcome. I told you I was going to be on the lookout. That came out of nowhere. Thank God for DFW Scanner because either they update us quickly or what's his name? Smash the hot topic. Smash the topic, I think. He's young. If he gets found guilty, they may completely railroad him. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I can see that. Man, oh, I can see that. Okay, if they got solid evidence, then no. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Now, I mean, that has to be proven. Maybe, I don't know if witnesses heard or what other evidence they have, if they've known these boys or these boys have known each other, I should say. We don't know. Okay, their teams were rival teams too for football, if y'all didn't know that part. Let's see. Brave said they should have gone for either second degree or involuntary manslaughter. Evidence doesn't line up with first degree. Good defense could argue he brought the knife for protection from a prior incident. Exactly. Which is a key question that a lot of people have is why did he bring that particular knife? Who carries that in their backpack? What was his reason for that? So I'm waiting to hear that. Y'all, I almost want to go to this trial because it's not probably maybe an hour for me just so I can sit in on the trial. If they let us see, I don't know how that works. Because I would love to just, like, if I was near Diddy's trial, I would love to show up and go there, you know? But I'm curious to see which way this is going to go. Let's see. Yes, Lolo is putting the coffee. If y'all would like to purchase a coffee to support the channel, super sticker, super chat, I would greatly appreciate it. Or a cash app, and that's scrolling on the screen as well. But yes, y'all, I want to go. I want to keep up with this because, you know, as an educator too, I hate to see this with any children. What happened to Austin and what happened to Karmelo. No teacher wants to see this happen with students. Okay. No parent wants to see this happen with their children on both sides. One, he's gone. The other one, yes, he's still here, but I mean, his life, it has really, really thrown a wrench in, you know, the things he probably had planned. He was about to go to college, you know, very smart young man. This is his first offense. So hopefully they'll consider that as well, that this is his first offense. Okay. But look at the offense city. That's the hard part. But I get what y'all are saying. Hopefully, you know, his lawyers will look at that because, like I said, it has to be concrete evidence that it was self-defense, and also the prosecution has to have the evidence to show intent. Okay, what transpired on that day, and they probably have used some video footage from some of those other teens around that they have not stated. Now they didn't put out the Frisco ISD video that was, you know, there over the bleachers, but no one has released, and they probably kept those phones. I don't know if they kept it or not, has released the footage that was nearby. Like we haven't seen any footage get leaked of right there when it happened. And most kids, they are streaming to social media. You know, most of the time they're streaming. Okay, you think they happy about this news? Hey, some of them are because they feel like justice is served. This is only an indictment. It's not a conviction. We have to still, he is innocent until proven guilty of what they are charging him with. Let's see, Braves. Dr. Braves said a lot of young people carry weapons for protection. He could have been a victim of a prior crime and carried it for protection. If he obtains a good defense attorney, he has a chance. That's possible. I agree with that. We don't know what happened before. That one said they're going for first degree murder. Yes, they are. Yes, that was just for those of you who are just chiming in. Today, he was indicted on first degree murder charges of Austin Metcalf via a stabbing. Okay. Whew. And he faces between 5 to 99 years or life in prison. He is now 18 years old, but that really doesn't matter because even if he was the age he was when it happened, which was 17, here in Texas, if you're 17, you're considered an adult. So, I don't know, y'all. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. And, you know, he seems like a quiet young man. I don't know what was said. I don't know why he felt that. And another conversation that came up when this first came out, y'all, sometimes we don't know just by looking at certain people what they have on, if they have IEPs. I'm not saying this young man does, I'm just saying generally. We don't know if they have IEPs. We don't know what's on their records at school. All of that. You know, I know one student where I work, I was going through records yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. But when I first got here, it was mid-year. So I really just did not have time to go through everything. Okay. I was trying to learn the new system over here and all of that. So I was going through the records and I said, wow, this explains this. I did not realize that certain students, you know, this particular student had a sensory issue where he, to touch, okay, He has a sensory with touch. So you have to be aware of that because you can't, a certain way you have to respect that boundary. Some students have other type of sensitivities, autistic. We were talking about that with what's her name that just came out? Oh Lord, what's the young lady's name that just came out that said she was autistic and she was severely diagnosed with it? I just shared the story of her. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. But no one will be able to just tell. Okay, so we don't know if this young man was in fear for his life. Okay, and maybe like Dr. Brave said, hey, I'm gonna just have me some protection in case that happens again. And it was alleged that Austin and some more boys approached him. Okay, because who's the aggressor? Why was there a need to feel threatened? That's the missing piece. What happened right before he felt the need to go and get his protection, which was the knife, okay, and do what he did? It's so much more to this story. And I know that, they're going to bring a lot of this out during the trial. And I just pray for the best, like, of course, you do want justice served. But in this case, do we know what that justice was? Hey, dreamy girl. Hey, sis. Was he really in fear? Had something happened to him where he felt the need to defend himself? Or was it, a senseless murder of a young man who was innocent? We have to see. We really do not know at this point. Thank you, dreamy girl. Yes, special shout out to the mods, Lolo and Dreamy Girl in the building. I appreciate it. But I just wanted to give you all this update. Y'all just keep, really both families, because they both have to go through this at this point, and that justice will be served, that he gets a fair trial, okay? Because this is the rest of his life at stake. 5 years, okay. No one really wants to do 5. Anyways, but I probably would prefer 5 over 99. Okay. And like some of y'all were saying, maybe just get ahead of it and do a plea deal. Okay. Whew. Lord, my nerves. It makes me nervous, and it's not even me. Okay. It's just a situation you don't want to be in. Lord. But thank you, those of you. Thank you. Shout out to Daily Sips with Jazzy J. Make sure y'all check her out. Thank you for being a sponsor today for today's live, y'all. Make sure you check out my video from this morning. I did a video comparison between BB and B Simone, the 2 B's. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, dreamy girl. Yo, you're late, girl. 40 minutes late. Okay. But yes, and I want to do another live kind of talking about B Simone. Okay. If I feel up to it, I might come on back tonight. If not, I want to catch up with that live in the morning or tonight. But y'all, B Simone, we were talking about that with BB and that plagiarism, but also she has her own podcast, and there was something said on that podcast that has been trending and going viral, and I wanted to tap in and see what y'all thought of it as well. Hey, Shelly Shells. Hey, sis. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Dr. Brave said, yeah, they are going for first degree. I feel like they're potentially making a mistake. I think so, too. Latte said, nope, I wouldn't want to plead to a crime I didn't commit. Oh, yes. That's what I struggle with, Latte. Oh, yeah, you're late, Shelly. I struggle with that as well, because I would not want to say I did something and I didn't do it either. And that'll go on your record that you have, first degree murder. Okay. But then when it comes down to it, it's almost like a gamble. I guess you have to see what evidence they have to convict you. But then I don't know if it's still on the table mid-trial or, once we go to trial, it's off the table. I don't know how that works on that part. Because hey, if I get a chance, I see you not coming with, you coming with some strong evidence. Okay, I'll take the plea deal for 5 years, Alex, or 15 years. He is still young. So oh yeah, you're okay, let's say. He is still young, so he could probably, hey, still be a little young when he get out in his 30s. If he gets 10 years, he'll be 28. That's still young. But I mean, hey, if it was self-defense, then I agree with someone said it earlier, involuntary manslaughter. That should have been the charge. Okay, I don't really believe the first degree murder. I just think some of the people there in charge, they wanted to kind of set an example and try to go all out for this one, but I think they may have overshot. I really don't see that. I really don't see that, to be honest. That one said, I wouldn't plead guilty at all. I am praying he gets true justice because this is his first offense. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree. I would not want to say, "Oh, I'm guilty to this just to get a lower." Because what if they didn't find guilty of first degree murder? Then hey, you off. Okay, so it's a gamble. It's almost like a gamble, and you have to know the law too and what the law states. Because if you're on the jury, you can't go with your emotions or what you think, or he probably did. No, 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 no. What does it say in the law that they give you? They give you the definition of each one. Okay, they tell you what it is. So you can only go by what's on that piece of paper. And did the prosecutors do a good job of proving that beyond reasonable doubt? If you have some doubt, you better speak up. Okay, you better speak up if you have some doubt. Because it has to be, beyond the shadow of a doubt that he is guilty of first degree murder. If not, no. No. So, I don't know. Hey, Jessica, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, it's a lot going on in Frisco. It really is. Now, wait, let me think. What else happening over in Frisco? Wait, I know that they're building some things. What else is happening in Frisco that I didn't know about? I'm trying to think. Did I miss another update? Because I was on Facebook, and that's where I saw that update from DFW Scanner. And I said, well, let me go check it out. Okay. Healing Heart said, Obi, I know you are spiritual. We are in the last days. Spiritual warfare is here. Yes, Healing Hearts. You must didn't watch my other live on She Inspires. I think that's where I kind of talked about that. Definitely. Okay. Definitely. It's a lot. Like Tay said, charging him for M in my eyes is a stretch. Me too. I agree with that. I agree. And they will definitely have to prove that. Definitely. But y'all make sure you hit that like button. But see, Chelsea said, why do you think his family posted on Facebook that they moved to Louisiana? Which family, Chelsea? Austin's or Karmelo's? That one said, this saddens me, and I know both parents are going through it, praying for both parents. Right. Me too. That's what I'm saying. It's hard on both sides, and I don't know how people can't empathize with that. They were, when Karmelo's mom came out and she did the video, the conference, a lot of people were talking about her and saying, why is she acting like that when her son is still here? And things like that. That's just, no mother wants their son to have to go to jail either. Especially if he was smart, young, really haven't had any problems with them like that. Like a one-time thing, that's changing not just his life, his whole family's life. They definitely overshot with this. Reminds me of the George Zimmerman case. Had they gone for a lesser charge, such as second degree or involuntary manslaughter, he would have been convicted. Now that I definitely agree with. And girl, just by you mentioning that man's name, ooh, it makes me mad all over again. I promise you, that case there, y'all, I don't even have the words to describe the feelings that I felt during that time when that was going on. And it still affects me to this day. Like that young man's life was gone for nothing, and nothing happened to him. You know, of course, God is the judge, He has the final say, and we don't get away with things when we really think we are. But y'all know that was a hard pill to swallow for his family. If we were feeling that, I know his family was feeling that. Micah out of there. Jessica said there was an order of a. Oh well, yes, I was just talking about that, Jessica. So wait, because I haven't heard the family say anything. The last thing we heard was he was seen in Irvin, and they put out like posts and Facebook posts and things like that looking for him. And then all of a sudden, all they're saying is rest in peace. And so I asked my husband, because my husband is a musician and his brother is, and they know a lot of people, you know, around town and so forth. So I said, well, do you know what happened? You know, but what? Girl, no. I did not know it was that type of situation, because no one said anything. And if y'all don't know, this young man plays the keyboard for Pastor Cheryl Brady and her husband, Joby Brady. It used to be the former Potter's House North Campus, okay? But baby, they done changed their name. They don't probably even want to be associated with anything Potter's House in the Jakes, okay? They probably already saw what was coming down the pipeline. But it's called the Bridge, I think now. And so their musician did not show up to church on Sunday to play the keyboard. And so I guess they were reaching out to him, contacting him, and trying to see where he was, and started reaching out to his family. His family didn't know either. And I guess they did a search for him, called the police, and they found him. So I don't know what happened with him. That is so sad. So pray for that family. Yes, Healing Hearts, but it's not on Google yet. I've been looking. George should have been charged and he committed the crime. Yes, he should have been. You have a wonderful crowd here as it's really late here. 2:30 a.m. I'll catch up on the replay tomorrow. Thank you, Chelsea. You never answered my question, did you? Which family said they were in Louisiana? Was it Karmelo's family? Y'all, she is in the UK. Shout out to the UK. It is 2:30 a.m. there. So I appreciate you for even hanging out with us. I get it. I get it. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Y'all, that's what I'm saying. It's so much happening. Make sure you stay prayed up, baby. Okay. Because if I go out nighttime, baby, I have some pace. Okay. I put a little pep in my step. I rarely go out when it's just too late. Hi, Jay. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, prayers. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Yes, y'all. So make sure y'all hit that like button. I don't know what part of Louisiana they're in. That is crazy. But yes, y'all, make sure you share, hit the like, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell, because you never know. Look, y'all know I always gotta stop because y'all still putting comments. Sometimes I'm trying to be nosy. Wait, what did Dr. Brave say? She said he definitely should have at least served 20 plus years. Unfortunately, prosecution was unable to prove that he went into the confrontation with the intent to unalive him. Yes, it pissed me off too. That part. He was messing with him. Okay, so I was just like, how in the world did that happen? Okay, you messing with this young man. Y'all, don't make me mad all over again. My heart is starting to race because that was unnecessary. And then, y'all, the kicker with that case, too, all of the people who were in the apartments. So nobody saw anything. Nobody was gonna come out and try to intervene. When y'all heard this little boy or this young man screaming, at what point, like, I just, oh my God, y'all. It's just, some people are heartless. And I get, yes, some people don't want to be involved. I wouldn't go out there, of course. If it's you see guns all out, yeah, you have to be cautious. But calling for help real fast or something, I know they did, but it just did not have to get to that point. It's just, oh, it was so sad. That whole situation was so. And then another thing that made me mad too, at that trial too, his best friend, child, oh, she messed that case up too. I felt so bad because I know that she was nervous probably, but I was like, oh my gosh, they should not have put her. I was like, I felt so bad for her. Shout out to Jay for the super chat. I appreciate that, Jay, and thank you for being a sponsor for tonight's live. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah, I'm just like, it's no way I would have put, but I mean, he was on the phone with her. I just shake my head, just like in the Diddy case, y'all. And I know I've been saying, y'all know I have multiple closings, but all of the people do good when they were with the prosecution answering those questions. Then all of a sudden, when the defense comes, everybody, oh yeah, Diddy's, yeah, he's a good man. Oh yeah, I would work for him again. I just love him. Like, huh? Y'all get on my nerves. This man beat you, kicking you, pulling you, dragging you. I wouldn't have nothing good to say. Yes, I would forgive because this forgiveness is for me, but I would not have anything good to say about somebody who treated me like that. Like, sir, I hope, like, y'all remember that movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and he was, no, that was it the police officer or Samuel? No, I think it was the police officer. It said, yeah, I think he did it, and I hope he burns in hell. Y'all, that part of that movie, baby, I'll never forget that part. I just was like, hey, that movie there was something else. I love that movie. And you know what? That was at the end of that movie when Matthew McConaughey, and he had to describe the little girl and what she went through. I'm glad that he was sensitive to know that how he had to think about it in order to defend him. He had to get the other white jurors to think like that and to see a little girl in not color. This is what they're going to have to do in this case as well. Okay? It cannot just be a black white situation. We got to look at this thing for what it was. What really happened? Take color out of it. Okay, when he did that, that was a classic move. And then look at what happened after that. Because they're like, man, I was just looking at this as a black little girl. And obviously, a lot of those people didn't care about black little girls back then during that time. But if it was a white little girl, would it be a little different? Yes. Okay, in that case. Yes. And we have that. Some people have that and don't know that they have that. That's why Samuel L. Jackson told him about that, because he thinking, oh, I'm defending you, I'm on your side, I believe you. But do you really? Do you really understand why I did that? And that is something that they're going to have to bring out in this trial, that this has nothing to do with color. Unless it was some racial stuff said, you're trying to prove that this young man had an intent to unalive him. He came with that intent to unalive him that day. Like, come on now. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I'll keep y'all posted and give y'all more updates as I find them out about this case. Continue to keep them lifted, the families lifted, and that, yeah, that there'll be a fair trial. But I love y'all. I may be back tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna come back tonight. I looked at the clock. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna save that next live for tomorrow morning. Lord say so. Okay. I love y'all so much. Obi, it reminds me of the film. Yes, it was. Yes, Healing Hearts. Exactly. All right. Y'all have a safe night. I love you. Hit the like button. Also subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell. Oh, Lord, I almost got away. Micah, man, he ran in here. He heard me doing the closing again. say your message.
Make sure you check out my amusement park and check out my movies and check out my plushies.
Good night, Rebecca.
And check out my my Motoy, Micah Motoy. It talks and it sings. And check out my plushies that Build a Bear and it talks.
Yay. Okay.
So ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. And make sure you check out the video that I put on YouTube yesterday.
Oh, yeah, she did a couple of dance videos on the Mabry Crew channel. If y'all haven't checked out her videos, she is doing it at a restaurant outside. It was cute. It was cute. So I had to give her props. But thank y'all so much. I love y'all, and y'all have a blessed night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.